Channel 3. Oh, you know, let me take this call. Good afternoon, Hotline.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Currency was built on trust.
Right. When there isn't any, there isn't any.
That's right. Trust is broken, but trust can be regained. So,
I don't know. For a lot of times, this country didn't have a common currency. There were individual banks that would issue notes that could be used within a community. People would barter.
In fact, the ancient people had currency. It was built. I watched the show. It was built on trust.
Right, and all that currency is not worth a hoot now.
But listen, the governor could snub his nose. He could not call this election up here.
Well, that's another. You raise an interesting point because the governor, in order for the election to fall on November 3rd, he has to call it within a window of 30 to 40 days prior to that, and we're in that window now.
That's right.
He could wait till this weekend, but if he waits beyond that, then it would be another date. That decision, I mean, from a logistical standpoint, it should be on November 3rd because that's a regular election day. People are out. The machines are already up and running. To hold it another day would lessen participation and increase the cost. However, the first priority of any elected official is loyalty to their party in that kind of a system. And if his party says for tactical or strategic reasons we want it on a different date, then he will do it. He will.
No, I think that he's been snubbed so much by the president.
Now, if I were the governor, I would just get the announcement out, let the campaign begin, and not do the bidding of the party, because the party's going to bend him over anyway. So,
I think.
On the other hand, you never know. You never know what could happen here.
I think a lot of the decisions that were made on the 23rd were based on how the voters were voting, not, how the voters are voting. They're voting that way. So they got to up in the game in order to win a seat. You can't go on this conservative outlook thing where...
Well, I still think, here's my theory, and I'll stick with it until I'm proven wrong. I still think the conservative guy, Doug Hoffman, who had competed for the Republican nomination, he may run as a third-party candidate, but I still think they're trying to influence the Republicans and scare the Republicans into dumping Scozzafava. Because you have to remember, when that meeting was held, wherever they held it a few weeks ago, to designate someone, 4 of the 11 chairs favored her. She had sufficient weighted vote, and she won it fair and square. And then what happens in all those party-type things is if someone gets 51%, in the closed-door session, they all come out unified. So, the amount of discord that may have occurred or something is unknown, and that's what they're trying to play on. They're trying to play on the idea that the Republican poobahs, the mandarins of the party, will somehow get cold feet because of Acorn or because of Fred Thompson or because of whatever, and refuse to give her the nomination once the election is called. And I think that's a kind of a low probability.
They have a candidate that can... Not singling Councilman Bob out or anything, but 95% of the time, she's voted Republican, Bob. So
right, I think so, and I think you got to...
It's a record.
Yeah, and so what about I don't care about the same-sex marriage votes and so on. I mean, it didn't really matter. The fight on that was in the state Senate anyway, and...
those aren't my social beliefs. What she believes that those.
Yeah, no, I think she's.
You can't impose your social beliefs on everybody, and people are getting sick of that.
Well, listen, I'm certain that I don't agree with her on everything, but I still think when you look at the whole range of people and candidates and positions, and you look at that against the background of the national situation, I think she's the best choice.
Yep, good choice. Well, have a good day.
All right, thank you. All right, 755.